Hi guys, Kirk here with Kirk Giordano, Plastering. Today what I want to show you folks is, we're doing a small patch. I want to show you two interesting facts about this. Contractor said, gee Kirk, what are you going to do here? You're going to put a drip screed or a weep. Same thing, drip or weep screed. I said, well technically I'm not going to put anything here because none of the remaining building has it. Now granted, the building is about 80 years old and drip screeds are about 35, 40 years old. But if I put a drip screed here, the rest of the building is going to look awkward because it has no drip screed. So important thing for you guys, if you got a situation like this, and 8 out of 10 of our jobs are like this, because drip screeds again weren't code until I believe 75, and most of us weren't even using them in 1980. I started like 78 or so, and hardly a few people were using them. But anyway, a weep screed here would look quite ridiculous unless the rest of the house had it. So important thing to remember is we're going to go ahead and we've got to cover this mud sill. Here's the 1x8s, then the mud sill is here. And we don't want that mud sill to get wet. So I'm going to put a piece of paper covering that. And so what I do is I just say, for example, I'm going to put this one right here. Now our wire is going to go here and come down onto the foundation. So the wire is going to hold this paper right here because obviously I can't get any staples or nails through this concrete. So the wire will hold this. And of course this foundation here has been scratched with a wire brush to remove all the dust. Otherwise the stucco would only adhere to that for a day or two and then it would pop off. When we get to something like this where the wire is shot, there is no wire. We find it just remains of wire. How do we do that? Well, what I'll do is I'll fish paper. I'll get it like this and I'll fish it in here like so. I mean, and you just go back and forth until you can find something. I'm going to place my paper down here and then I'm going to counter that paper and go under this as best as I can. And you might say, well, gee whiz, because I think this too. How's the paper in decent condition when there's no wire left? They probably used a wire that wasn't galvanized. And way back when I was a kid, I used to work for a galvanized company. You take metal, you put it into the galvanized, you pull it out, and that's what weatherproofs it a little bit. Anyway, the wire they used here probably wasn't galvanized, so it rusted. And I see that often. I've seen garages where there's no studs, there's no paper, there's no wire. It's all rotted out. The only thing holding up a stucco garage is, say, the stucco. In fact, there's one close by here. We might show that to you. But anyhow, guys, it's not practical either. If somebody's going to email me and say, why don't you tear all the stucco off? That's not my call. I inform the folks, hey, gee, if you want, remove all the stucco. I can guarantee it won't leak. They almost run me out of town when I say things like that. They say, no, we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to continue with what I started. First, what I'll do is put my paper in here, and I do have a channel for this windowsill here. So I'll go like so, tack this in. Let me get started here, tack it in. We're on a busy street, but I'm wearing a mic, so hopefully I don't get too drowned out. Now after we do this, we counter it by going underneath here. And I've been here now for about 20 minutes just getting this to where I can use it. We put that there, take other pieces, and the idea is to keep fishing this under there. You fish it under there until you've covered all of this. And it does take time. This is going to take me another 10 minutes to fish pieces under here, but that's what we got to do. And afterwards, we're going to take our wire, come all the way down to the base here, and that'll hold the paper down. As we get to that stage, I'll show it to you. All right, guys. It took me about 15-20 minutes to get that in there. What you do is you take your hammer and you just pry it just a little bit. These sticks right here, you get your hammer, pry it a little bit. These guys, get rid of them. Just pop them right off because we need to take our new paper under that existing paper. So what I've done is I cut a whole bunch of strips like this because I start from the bottom and I work my way up. There's 2 layers right here, and I pried it up just enough to get that under there. You tack it down. You always want to overlap these, so I'm going to put this one over that because I didn't right there. In here, you're going to, again, you just want to lift this up gently, lift it up gently, and yeah, this is really some time consuming stuff. Some might call it a real drag, but it's got to be done just like this. 2 layers, and you go underneath it. Here I always double up my corners. I'll take this right here and just fish it under here gently. I'm going to bend this corner around here, and as soon as I get this, we're going to start the wiring of it. And you go back and forth, back and forth. See how that's sliding under there? I'm getting lucky right now because that's just sliding right under there. So I slid, it's all the way under here. Now we just tack that down, and we have the best waterproofing we could expect from this old deteriorated stucco. Then we're just going to wire this, and we're going to wire right here. There is no key. There's no wire left. So anyhow, when we get to the wire stage, we'll show that to you also. All right, guys, we're at a stage here now where the wire is on. I'm going to put this corner aid on here, and this corner aid will hold these 2 corners. We never want to bend around because that causes leaks. This corner is going to go on here. If I start this gun up, the compressor's next to me, it will drown me out. But I'm going to staple off every 6 inches into the stud. And lastly, I take these little bitty 1/4-inch concrete nails. I take this magnet and I put it like that. And I take a little sledgehammer and tap the bottoms in. And see that thumb there, how black it is? That is not a marker. That is me not using my magnet. So what we do is, see all this loose stuff? We take it, we find an area, and we just give it a couple taps. Hey, how about that? It worked. Anyhow, that's what we do. After we get all the dust off the foundation, because the next time we come here, we're going to plaster this. I'm going to hit this actually too with Weldcrete, give it a little bit more of a bite. But are we going to get a hairline crack here? Absolutely, guys, because we have no wire to tie in. If the wire's gone, it's gone. Anyhow, guys, my name is Kirk. I'm with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Jason on the camera, Dan messing around here somewhere. Anyway, as usual, folks, we'll see you guys on the next one.